George Bryan here from the Swing Balance Golf Lab, and Mary Chandler Bryan is my daughter. David Gray is Wesley Bryan's brother-in-law. So we're all family, and we're here to talk about the Swing Balance Pure Bar, and this is a counterbalance bar that we're going to talk about some impact conditioning movements. But first, this tutorial is designed for setup. Now the setup is critical because if we're going to repeat our golf swings, we need to learn how to go through the same steps and do the same thing over and over. So when I first picked up this bar, this is how it works. I want to introduce you to that. And Mike Bender taught me some terminology, spine angle. So if we can control our trunk torso and our spine in the golf swing, we have a good chance to control the club itself and the club face. So when I first picked up the bar, I noticed that it could represent a vertical reference. So we're going to feet shoulder width, and David's going to be standing what we call down the line. And we always want to monitor spine angle with the Pure Bar because its height has a purpose. All right, so we're going to start with an athletic golf posture, feet about shoulder width. I prefer the feet flared out a little bit with the knees right over the feet, and slight knee flex, slight bend forward at the waist, in what we call a neutral posture, but the arms, both hands will be right out in front. In theory, we'd love for you to have a mirror behind where the camera is, so right behind, so you can look at where your trunk torso is, but specifically the spine angle, or down the line. David's down the line, Mary Chandler's face on. From here, what we're going to do is allow the bar. This is the target. I'm right-handed, so my left arm would be my lead arm, my right would trail arm. And to establish a good posture or setup position, we're going to let the bar roll or lean in against our left ear. Now that bar will be in the center of the stance, and the left ear is right by where the bar would sit, and our left hand, left arm, or our lead arm would be right in front of our chest. And we're going to karate chop the bar just at belt high. We want to have our forearm sunny side up with our last three fingers applying pressure when I make the call for it. So we're going to bend the knees, bend over at the waist, and the bar will lean against our left shoulder or lead shoulder with our right hand at belt high. Now that's the setup position. From here, now we want to feel where the weight is. The weight's evenly distributed between the back and the front of the foot. If we have a favor, we want the pressure to feel more in our heels than in our toes. All right, so with this, we're feeling where our weight is. We're seeing where the position of our spine, and now we do one move. We're going to bump left, take the weight to the left side. 80% of that weight or pressure would be in the left heel. Do it one more time. So we're going to bump left, and we're going to take that weight into the left foot, 80% of the pressure in the left heel, while we keep the spine tilted. One more time. This is setup. Look in the mirror, pretend like the camera or behind the camera is a mirror, and we're going to make that move. Now David wouldn't have as much feedback as Mary Chandler, so we bump left. And we want to feel, and we see our head stay still, but the hip move laterally. One more time, bump left. So the bump sets the spine angle to ultimately hit against the left side. Ever heard that term, hitting against the left side? Well, this is the first move, the magic move on the downswing to establish what we call Ben Hogan's hips lead the shoulders, or kinematic sequence of the hips leading the shoulders. One more time, we're going to bump left. Now the next move is we turn left while our shoulders stay square to the target. Now you're going to need to tune in to tutorial number 2, and we're going to get more in depth about the turn in just a minute. So for Mary Chandler and David, I'm George, and thanks for choosing Swing Balance Pure Bar.